The national debt just doesn't matter. Actually, it's the single greatest threat facing our country. Republicans have been fear-mongering about it for years, yet it keeps going up, and we're at, what, $36.2 trillion in debt, and nothing ever happens. Oh, things are happening. In fiscal year 2024, we spent $882 billion just on the interest on our debt, which was, for the first time ever, more than defense spending. It's still only 13% of our budget that we're still perfectly capable of servicing, but that's $882 billion that could be spent on healthcare, education, but instead it's spent on paying for old debt. Yeah, but you forget what that debt has paid for over the years. Endless wars and bank bailouts. Okay, Mr. Pessimist, what about a homeland that's never really been attacked or the strongest military and economy in the world? There's no rule that says we have to accumulate $106,000 of debt per citizen to have a functioning country, as we now risk entering into a debt spiral that could destroy our nation. Relax. No, because even the new GOP tax bill offers $2 to $3 trillion of deficits every year over the next 10 years. So say we add $25 trillion to the national debt over the next 10 years. Okay, yes, then our total debt would be $61 trillion. And ever since Moody's downgraded our credit rating last week, yields are going up. And let's just say modestly, our country will have to pay 5% interest on that $61 trillion in debt in 2035. We'll be paying over $3.5 trillion a year just to service old debt. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it'll be almost double the next line item of Social Security, and then we're forced to cut spending and raise taxes substantially. Well, theoretically, they can just keep increasing the deficit even more to keep paying for those budgets. The more debt we accumulate, the more risky our debt becomes, and investors will start demanding higher and higher yields to buy our debt, which is where the spiral begins. What you're missing is these tax cuts will bring immense growth, which will lead to higher tax revenue that can decrease the deficit that way. Well, the CBO predicts the Trump tax cuts will actually increase the deficit, not decrease. Well, also, Secretary of Interior Doug Burgum predicts that because our federal government owns over 640 million acres of land, its balance sheet is over $100 trillion. So if we really needed money, our government could lease out the land to companies and get a royalty for all mineral or oil extraction from that land. Okay, yeah, let's destroy the environment to balance our budget instead of just balancing our budget. And the gold cards and the tariffs, more forms of revenue are coming. We'll see about that. What we know for certain is coming is more and more debt.